Hey guys, it's Kai. A while ago I made the megumI Potential Man theme song, and I'm not gonna act like I knew everything about the guy going in, but I saw season 1 a few times beforehand. It was on like my third or fourth rewatch while making the video, which is what prompted me to make it. Now, after a lot of delays and a lot of my sister and I's schedule not lining up, which is why we haven't been able to watch it, together as much, I'm halfway through season 2. Spoilers, because I know JJK dudes love to spoil everything, even though I'm way behind on the curve. People are like, oh, the Zenin family massacre. Oh, dude, they went crazy. And I'm like, man, this Gojo fella, he's got a blindfold on. That's something else, isn't it? Like, I'm way behind. But spoilers, which is how I know, like, everything that happens up until, like, the finale, or supposed finale of the series. At the episode where Nanami dies, Yuji goes crazy. He fights, what's the dude's name? Mahito. Episode before, Mahoraga. Probably my new favorite character. I mean, not even a character, Shikigami. He has an amazing design, amazing power set. It's beautiful, really. But this season has made me like megumI much more, but respect him 20 times less. Because, dude, he has established himself as the group bum. You have all this power, all this potential, all this versatility, and yet you are so willing to just act like a brick wall 90% of the fight until you get close to not even dying, just to being beat. And then you're like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna pull out the nuke. I'm gonna pull out the big gun. Why? His entire, like, I'm not even doing this out of slander, because I think he's a really interesting character, but his entire arc in the first season was just him being mentored by the strongest sorcerer in history, one of the strongest sorcerers in history, and him saying his sage advice isn't, hey, do XYZ with your powers, hey, do XY, he's saying try in a fight. When you're about to lose, just throw another punch and not just immediately kill yourself. And yet he's like, whoa, like it's some grand revelation. Doing the bare minimum is his whole character growth by the end of the season. And I'm not going to act like he's a bad character, because he's not. And I'm like, I get it, everybody has flaws and junk, but he has done such irreparable damage by having such a nasty habit of just being willing to throw his life away. And like, I'm really intrigued to see where it goes from now, because this man has essentially killed thousands of people for literally no reason at all. Up until this point, he fought Toji. Toji's in one of the most powerful, I can't say curse user, but like one of, clan assassins or whatever. He's a hitman, Zenin clan, goes ape and gets brought back to life by a seance thing. Doesn't even begin to fathom using mahoraga. But you know what makes him pull it out? Him getting him getting snuck by the twink with the arm sword. He starts bleeding out. It could be easily fixed by like a reverse curse technique. This dude Ijichi could probably beat this guy if he had enough prep time. Oh, what's this? A curse user? Alright, time for me to get ready. John Kaizen, anybody could beat this dude. He could beat this dude. And in his dying moments, he says, you know what? Let me be cheeky and pull out Mahoraga. You could just pull out Nue. You could pull out Gamma. You could use Rabbit Escape, and they could kill this dude. But you want to pull out Doomsday because you feel like, oh, this is the end. My name is Andrew Dingers. This is the end. Dog. And because you want to be Mr. Cheeky, haha, let me throw out my suicide bomb in my last moments for no reason whatsoever. Sukuna gets caught in the range too, so now he's a part of the ritual. The ritual being anyone who's in, X amount of feet from Mahoraga gets brought in, and if you get killed by him, it ends, and if you beat him, it ends. So technically, only Megumi can beat him in order to tame him, so it's like, whatever, dog. So because of that, they go on this huge, gymongous fight that levels all of Shibuya, kills every single person in the area, burns every single building down into nothingness. Mahoraga starts throwing cars. They cut an airliner in half. They start breaking down bridges and throwing it at each other. Crazy fight, beautiful fight. But I'm like, Yuji, he's like, look what I did. No, dude, look what Megumi did. Look what Megumi did. Megumi killed these people. Like, I almost want to say, like, yeah, it's Sukuna's fault because, he killed them. But I'm like, he's a curse. He's like Satan. He's evil. His first scene, he was like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get out there and kill and eat and rape people. It's like, you know what you're getting with him. But Megumi pulled out this doomsday weapon for literally nothing at all. He could pull out any single shadow, max elephant, whatever, and decides to pull out the trump card for nothing at all. If he dies there, nothing changes. And if he kills that dude, nothing changes because he's fodder. And yet he pulls out Mahoraga and kills everybody in the city? Oh my god, dude. And what makes it worse is that he was willing to throw this out like 4 times prior for Sukuna, who had like 2 fingers in him, for a bridge curse, practically fly head demon. What is it, a level 1 curse? Okay, I mean, like, I'm exaggerating, sorry, but like a level 1 curse, you're willing to throw out a Shikigami that hasn't been killed in like 1,000 by like the hundreds of users used prior? What? And then I'm like, I can't even like, I'm like, this whole thing barely is a comprehensive assessment of the show, or like, but I'm like just genuinely disappointed in this kid, because I'm like, he has so much versatility in the ways that he can use the shadows and the Shikigami and everything, and yet he just uses the shadows as like a door to grab swords and junk. And then the Shikigami is like, let me just throw this at it, and then while it gets slaughtered, I think I might just throw a punch or two, or shoot, let me just reach in and grab another sword from my 18,000 sword collection. Megumi, you have rendered yourself chum. You are now King Bum of JJK. You have the most versatility. You have the most potential, because everybody in the show keeps saying potential. They say potential like 5 times that episode. You have the most people rooting for you inside and outside the show, and yet you put in no work whatsoever. And so I'm really hoping something changes by the end of this season. I'm really hoping that he puts in more effort and is more willing to change how he fights and how he approaches fights and how he approaches curse usage and just being a person in general. Because this whole, like, at the end of the last season, they were like, stop being so willing to throw your life away for literally nothing. If he brought out Mahoraga to kill both him and Sukuna in season 1, nothing would have changed. Same for the bridge curse. Same even if he used it on Hanami. Shoot, if he used it on what's his dad, it wouldn't have changed anything. But I mean, like, he would have won, but again, it wouldn't have changed anything. None of these, and right here, it literally did nothing. If he killed what's his name? I don't know, the blonde dude. Nothing. It literally amounts to nothing. This was a net negative that you just whipped out for no reason whatsoever. And so I'm like, I really hope something happens, something changes within this guy. I'm talking to him like he's a real dude, like I'm like his NBA footage I'm looking back at, even though this is already decided and like ended. But dude, I'm really disappointed in how he's been playing, because he has been playing shoddily, sloppily, unwilling to change, unwilling to train, unwilling to care. And like this whole, like, I'm nonchalant, oh man, whatever, dude, I'm played by Robbie Damon, dude, I was in Breadwinners, dude. This whole act is played. It's starting to get really old, man, because usually when you're doing the whole nonchalant gimmick, you actually have to be good. If you act like, you know, an asshole and you're loud and obnoxious, you better have the bluster to back it up, right? Why do you think? I love Vegeta, but I gotta say, Bakugo is a better fighter than Vegeta, because at least Bakugo was winning his fights. Sorry, I love Vegeta to death, but brother, I'm the strongest in the universe, Kakarot, you can't compare to me. 3 minutes later, gets to holding that left arm. And so now, Megumi, you have essentially committed genocide for nothing. A literal street tier character, you got stabbed in the back by a sword, barely even a curse user, and you have essentially rendered this entire mission null and void. Thank you, Megumi, for your dude, I'm like, I am so disappointed. I feel like I know where it's gonna head, Megumi as a character, but I really want him to improve as a fighter, as a sorcerer, dude, cause he is so interesting. But I'm like, we can't just keep relying on potential, dude. On potential, man. Hold on. Was that a bar? I can't keep doing this. I feel like I'm in an abusive relationship. We learned. I'm like, I keep saying the same thing over and over, but I'm like, is he gonna face consequences for this? Because he literally just brought out this thing for nothing. I'm like, there needs to be some oversight in like these missions, because I'm like, again, this kid is like 15 and he has access to essentially, you know, Thrag in his inventory. He's got Battle Beast in his pocket. He can just whip out at any moment if he feels like it. Megumi, you have ruined the mission. You stink of poo. Thank you for your service. I hope you'll be joining Toji soon. Have a nice little family reunion. All right, that's about it. Yeah, I'm just done.